It is really wonderful to have this opportunity to be with you in this way. Thank you, Esther. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Karen, Mike, Barbara, Jeannie. All you guys are so kind and wonderful to me, and I just want you to know I appreciate you all.
And of course, you don't deserve it at all.
Oh, I'm so worthy and deserving.
When people are nice to you, it's because that's your point of attraction, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, exactly.
Yes.
And many people are nice to me,
Yes.
so I appreciate that so
Yes.
much, including you. Abraham, we had our first conversation back in 2006, and many more since then. I told you in 2007, and anyone who would listen, that in 2008 I was going to procreate. That year came and went, and no baby.
Well, you missed your window.
Talk
about a stale desire. Tell us more. Get really specific.
I got a lot more for you. I created a new mantra for the following year, and that was, I'm going to be fine because my baby's coming in 2009. And 2009 came and went, and no baby. So in 2010...
Let's do it again in 2010.
So no, that's right. That's right. But in 2010, my new saying was, where the hell is my babies? Okay? My husband and I decided to undergo fertility treatments, and 3 attempts did not bring forth a child. It did, however, bring forth a great deal of stress, anxiety, and doubts. Then I decided to do the only thing I was advised to do by my wise and wonderful teachers, Abraham. And I decided to do the only thing that felt right to me, and that was to get happy. I decided without having to know when, without caring when or even if my children were coming or not, that I was going to appreciate my life and live happily just because it feels so good. So this past Halloween, I had a strong desire to have fun and experience Halloween fully. I wanted to dress up as a sexy gypsy woman and go to a Halloween party with my husband, Ryan. And yes, at 38, I wanted to relive my childhood and go trick-or-treating with my friend Darnella's daughter, because I just love the thought of getting free candy. I really do. Anyway, I did all those things and a lot more. And because I decided to simply just get happy, I'm sitting before you.
Full of candy.
I'm sitting before you all 4 months pregnant with my...
Who knew it was the candy?
I know, right? With my first child, Jackson David Gibson, due in July of this year. I wanted to say to you, Abraham, thank you. Thank you for your loving guidance throughout my life's journey, especially towards motherhood. You've given me the best gifts I could ever receive, and that's the gift of understanding how the universe works and the gift of trusting my own inner guidance system.
All right, now.
And for that and so much more, I thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. I so did not want to cry, but I'm an emotional, hormonal, crying.
Oh, sure. Blame it on the hormones.
Yeah, I do. I blame it on the hormones. But thank you so much.
Well, we want to talk with you about something that's exhilarating and important, and will be really good for right where you're at, and good for everyone else to hear too, because you sort of dragged them all through this just now.
I did.
So, in other words, you could have just cut right to it, and we could have just all celebrated. We didn't have to go down though.
Abraham, you know me. You know Benita.
Well, the reason that we want to chew on this just a little bit,
Okay.
and certainly it is a wonderful thing that is unfolding here, but we are talking about the specifics of the struggle, and how the specifics of the struggle were active long enough that it sort of slowed things down. 2008, 2009, 2010, in other words, it sort of slows down the manifestation. And then even after the manifestation occurs, there is a tendency to keep explaining the struggle. people ask us from time to time, what's the difference? Because when someone says, I'm grateful, we always say, that's nice. And then we talk to them about what appreciation is. And the difference between gratitude and appreciation, it's a very big vibrational difference. Yeah. And the difference is that in gratitude, there's a keen awareness of where I've come from, which is still active in your vibration, and it serves as a sort of point of resistance. And where appreciation, there's no resistance in it, it's just pure flowing. Yeah. At the last gathering, or the last gathering or so, someone asked the question about crying, tears flowing. And we said, in every case, when tears flow, it is a releasing of resistance. It's a releasing of resistance. And from what you know of us, and you know a lot, you've been listening to us for a while, nothing is more important than releasing resistance. And so as you tell this story and release resistance, and people are wanting to know, well, what's the difference between tears of joy and tears of pain, tears of sorrow, tears? And we say, there's a difference of tears of appreciation and tears of gratitude, in that there are no tears in appreciation. There are still tears in gratitude, because it's still resistance that you are overcoming. Right. So now you are here. Now you've come to this place where it's time for you to no longer beat the drum of how much time and struggle it was from where you've come, but celebrating where you are on your way to the more that is coming. In other words, it really is time to let that. But there are so many people, and you've hit right on it. This is something that so many people are wanting to be really good creators, but they're still standing in the struggling stack of people. And when you're standing in the struggling stack of people, pointing out the adversities that you have overcome makes you shine in that stack.
Right.
But it keeps you out of the other pile altogether, you see. And so, and we're not just saying this to you, we're talking, and there are so many people who have really overcome adversities that don't let themselves move out of, completely out of the vibration of adversity, because it's still entertaining to explain the adversity. And here's the bottom line. It makes the people who are still standing in the struggling pile willing to put up with your success.
Right.
If you tell them how long you've suffered before you triumphed, you see.
Yeah, I do.
And we say, it still slows you way down. You want to stop it.
Right.
All of you. In other words, it still slows you way down.
Right.
It slows you way down. But what it really speaks to is that so many people are appealing almost 100% to the way they are perceived by others. So what they think of me really matters a lot to me, Abraham, so I've got to soften what they think. And so since I'm thriving in every possible way, and look at them, they're not happy. They're not happy that I'm thriving. I'm making them jealous. And we say, you may be inspiring them to understanding what's possible. No. They don't like me anymore. They're not writing me letters. We say, good. They're not coming to my parties. We say, not a problem. In other words, but when you want to appeal to them, when you want to appease them, then you got to be enough like them that you keep the connection going. And when you're keeping that connection going, you're breaking this connection.
Right.
Really strong.
Yeah.
So we think it is a wonderful thing that is happening with you, and it is you deserve a strong voice of appreciation for your willingness to keep the faith, for your willingness to keep your desire alive, for your willingness that even though it got a little stale, you kept throwing more Jeeps in the pile.
That's funny.
and now it's time to just revel in the well-being that you've got. And this is the thing that we'd like to say to all of you. If any of you are experiencing right now experiencing the absence of anything, in other words, 5 months ago, she was still experiencing the absence of this. So if any of you are still experiencing the absence of something that you want, you have to let go of your awareness that it's absent. And so it's an interesting thing, easy for us to say, Abraham, how do I not notice that something that I really want is missing? And we say, by getting back to the essence of why you want it, which isn't missing. In other words, you still don't have a baby. You have a baby.
Right.
But you're still not going trick-or-treating yet, not quite yet. In other words, there's still more manifestation that is coming, and yet you're joyful. So why not understand that your vortex is pregnant with everything that you want?
Ooh.
It is. It is.
Like
your
that.
vortex is pregnant right now with everything that you want. It is. You want to see the ultrasound? It is. It's pregnant with everything that you want, you see.
Wow.
But there is a gestation period.
Yeah,
and during
I
that
like
gestation
that.
period, that's the time that you come into alignment with it. That's the time that you feel appreciation for it. Appreciation in advance is what makes things come to you.
Yeah,
And appreciation in advance is what brings the manifestation. But what else does it bring? Happiness now,
Yes.
happiness now,
Yes.
happiness now,
Yes.
happiness now.
Yes.
Really good.
Wow, you are brilliant. God, I love you so